Greetings. Well, today is day 6 since Buen Camino was officially launched and is available to purchase. So, thank you for everyone who has been with me on this journey. I'll probably discontinue preparing videos at some point in the coming week, but for now, I enjoy sharing pieces of the book. And today, I want to read to you from a chapter titled, If You Really Want to Succeed, You've Got to Fail. Now, this is important, and the book talks about the importance of failure in our lives, but only if we learn from it. So that's the thing here. And we open up this chapter by me talking about an experience in 2015 where I set a goal, told everybody about it, that I was going to walk 184 miles, 184 and a half miles on the C&O Canal from Cumberland, Maryland back to Washington, D.C. But after 90 miles, my feet hurt so much that I quit and took a train back. So, again, it was embarrassing. It was humiliating for me because I didn't complete the goal. But I took the time, over the next 3 years to learn from that experience, and the book will tell you more about that. So I'd like to pick up, in reading this from a section in that chapter called Victory from the Jaws of Defeat. In retrospect, I don't think I could have felt the exhilaration and fulfillment of completing my Camino if I hadn't experienced that failure back in 2015. Perhaps the experience of failure is necessary if you want to really grasp the sweetness and significance of success. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks this. In addition to the Nebraska Cornhuskers, I'm also a big fan of the University of Virginia Cavaliers. Nebraska is my home state, so I'll always pull for the Big Red. But UVA is where I completed my college education, and this part of the country is where I began my professional career and still make my home. I love my Cavaliers. And like all Virginia fans, I was devastated in 2018 when the men's basketball team, which had entered the NCAA tournament as a top seed, was upset in the first round by the 16th seeded team from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. This was the first time a number one seed had been defeated by a 16th seed since the tournament was expanded to 64 teams in 1985. It was a humiliating loss. As Coach Tony Bennett and his team went back to work the next season, I'm sure that the abrupt and embarrassing ending of the previous season was foremost in their minds. I would guess that such a painful and public failure must have motivated every practice, every drill, every hour of weight training and other conditioning. That seems to have been the case because the Cavaliers came back the next year, and after completing a tremendous 35-3 season, going 16-2 in the Atlantic Coast Conference, they won the NCAA tournament to become national champions, defeating a scrappy team from Texas Tech in overtime, 85-77. I can only imagine how sweet that victory tasted, especially after the bitterness of the previous year's loss. Coach Bennett gave a speech a few days after the championship game in which he made a statement that has since gone viral. If you learn to use failure, suffering, or adversity right, it will buy you a ticket to a place you couldn't have gone to any other way. After saying this, he pulled from his coat pocket 2 tickets. One was to the UMBC tournament game that the Cavaliers lost in 2018, and the second was to the national championship game that they won in 2019. What a great lesson. In one sentence and with one image, Coach Bennett drove home a central truth. Failure can prepare you for success if you take the time to learn from it. In fact, the coach took it one step further. Failure is essential to success. If you really want to succeed, you have to fail along the way. So, despite my failure in 2015, I give thanks for that failure. Now, I haven't gone back to complete the C&O Canal. I will do it sometime in the near future, but I give thanks for the C&O Canal for that failure, because without a doubt, it prepared me for the best experience of my life. And by the way, the image behind me is part of the C&O Canal near White's Ferry in Maryland. So again, I wanted to share that with you, the importance of failure only if we take the time to learn from it. So enjoy the book. Thank you for your support, and Buen Camino.